Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of the World on Loft. I hope all you guys are doing good. Just got done flying for the nationals for our region. Didn't do that well, which was expected. I did lose two key birds just in the past few days. I know for sure one of them got taken by some kind of BOP. The birds are flying pretty high and not sure if it was a hawk or a falcon, but pretty much took it like it was nothing. So pretty fast BOP, whatever it was. Could be a goshawker, could be a peregrine falcon. Didn't look that fast, so it might not be peregrine falcon, but it was fast enough just to snatch the birds. So for sure that bird's gone. That was a blue check white flight John Johnson bird that I bred this year. That bird was a very frequent, very scoreable bird. Lost that bird. I also lost a silver bar dilute. It was my silver bar that you guys have seen in my past videos that would almost crash when it tried to land, and it was the really tame one that I would eat out of my hands. I don't know for sure if that guy got taken by a BOP, but that guy's been gone for a few days, so I'm pretty sure that it is a goner. I also had another bird that disappeared on me, but that bird actually came back yesterday, and that was a very key bird too. I'll show you guys that bird real quick. It was this red grizzle right here, John Johnson bird that I bred this year. This bird is actually spinning really good. This bird might be doing close to 20 feet. This is the bird that crashed into me in my last video, if you guys remember watching that. But here's the kit that I pretty much flew. There are a couple birds that I added in here after I flew the birds, because I did take out some birds that if I didn't make it to the finals, those birds were going to get taken out because they weren't as good as I wanted them to be. But here are the rest of the birds that are going to be flying. I will be adding a few more birds in here too, but this is the majority of them in here. These are the ones that all the ones in here have been flown, so they all know this kit box. There's 3 more birds that I'm probably gonna add in here too in a bit. Here over here in the holdover cage, this is the cage that I moved the extra kit birds in for a few days until after I flew. So now I'm done flying. Those birds have been moved back to the kit box. So there's that blue check self, that one's going into the kit box. These 2 silver dilutes down here, originally I wasn't going to fly them. I was trying to sell them, but no one wanted them, so I'm going to keep them to fly them. I have enough room for them in the kit box, so I'm going to be throwing them in the kit box to see how they do, just because I lost a couple other birds and I got rid of a couple other birds. So these 3 are the ones that I took out. If you're talking about kit bird abilities, these birds are excellent. The only issue I have with them is that they don't have any real depth to them. I don't think they're scoreable. They're probably doing anywhere from 5 feet, maybe close to 10 feet, but not quite there. So as kit birds, they do everything excellent. Never ever had any issues with these birds other than them not having any depth. So these birds will be going away. I have plenty of birds, and there probably won't be any more competition flies until next year. Not even sure if we're going to have a World Cup fly, so I'm not even thinking about the World Cup, but I'm going to try to get a team together at least for our club state fly. So our MFRG classic state fly, I think that's what we decided to call it. So I'll probably get the birds ready for that. We still got plenty of time. That won't happen until sometime next summer. So not a lot of pressure left anymore on these birds, or at least for me training these birds. So they're gonna get a little more relaxed time. Probably only gonna be flying them maybe every other day now, and I think once we get into that daylight savings, I probably won't be able to fly them at all unless I fly them on the weekend, because by the time I get home from work it's gonna be too dark. So not sure when daylight savings is going to happen, but I guess I should probably push my birds really hard until that day comes. And once that day comes, I won't be able to fly the birds until it's the weekend. So yeah, I think I'm going to be pushing them hard until daylight savings. So let's scratch the flying them every other day. Probably going to be flying them every day until daylight savings. But we're not going to hop into the kit box. I meant we're not going to hop into the breeder loft, but I put some water in there. Birds haven't bathed in a while, so all the birds just got done bathing. Kind of looks like crap in here, so I'm probably gonna have to clean it. I might wait until it gets a little closer to November before I start cleaning it. It looks bad, but it's not that bad. It's just wood pellets. Wood pellets, when they get wet, they look mix it looks like poop, but it's not really poop, it's just wet wood pellets. I got 2 babies in here that going to be letting go as soon as they are mature and ready, up in the corner. I believe one of them is a dark red check, and nest mate should be a lavender. Those 2 have maybe about a week and a half left before they're ready to leave the nest, or I'm probably going to take them out in like 4 or 5 days, and they'll probably start eating on their own maybe like a week after that. But for now, they'll be sitting up there. I have a single silver check dilute that is related to the silver bar that I lost, and the silver check that I rolled down in one of my videos that killed itself. That is the full sibling to it, so that guy will be flown with them as soon as it's ready. That bird probably still has maybe like, I'll say close to 2 weeks before it's ready to come out and eat on its own. But birds are doing good in here. I also have my grizzled John Johnson bird and the blue bar cockbird that decided to lay eggs over there. It's been a few days, and I don't know, I might just leave it. If I'm not gonna clean my loft anytime soon, I'm just gonna let those eggs sit in the corner. Probably will candle them in a bit here to see if they're fertile or not. I'm pretty sure they are. Hopefully the blue bar is the actual father and not a different bird. So I'm expecting those babies, if they do come out the right cockbird, they should be a dark check with some white flights. So we'll wait to see what happens there. I think they probably have maybe like a little less than 2 weeks before those eggs hatch if they are fertile. But let me just show you guys my score real quick. Like I said, didn't do that good. Fly time, I prefer to fly towards the evening, but I try to make it as or as easy as possible for John Elton, who was on schedule and everything. So pretty much any time they gave me, I was fine with it. I got a score of 38. Birds were really stiff, and I don't know if I feel like it may have something to do with the BOP issue that I've been having for the past few days. I think that may have scared the birds. The birds kind of almost skied out, and I know my birds don't really aren't really active if they're too high. So they're flying a little bit high, and as they got lower, they started to be a little active. But with the weather being what it is, very sunny, no wind, I expected the birds not to do great, and yeah, they didn't do great, but it was a good experience. I'll be ready for next year. Like I said, half of these birds are young birds, so you know, you'll have days where they fly great, and you'll have days where they don't fly great, and today was a day where they didn't fly great. And I felt like those 2 key birds that I was missing may have played a small role. I think if I had them in here, I may have been able to get a few more points, not even a lot, just a few more points, just because I knew those birds were frequent scoreable birds. But other than that, it was a really good experience. The judge, totally forgot his name. Let's take a look at the sheet again. Forgot what his name was, but I'll go and find out again. But he was a really nice guy. He pretty much showed me what to watch for when you're scoring, or when you're trying to score a kit. Watch for birds that are actually rolling, just not look for birds that are fluttering, pretending that they were rolling. And I did realize that I had a lot of birds that were going to be fluttering, just because I knew some of these birds weren't even completely into the roll yet. I think most of them are just flipping, the ones that aren't completely in the roll, so they're only flipping. So I kind of knew those birds weren't going to do much, but I wanted to fly a full 20 bird kit, so I had a total of 20 birds in. They did not disappoint. They flew for the full 20 minutes, which was good. They kitted the whole time. I don't think there was any outbird, which I was really surprised, because I've been having issues with my red J Starly bird and my black J Starly bird, but surprisingly none of them became outbirds. It may have been because they weren't really that active too, so they had a lot of energy. But these birds did great. First official NBRC fly, and I was glad that I did not disqualify or get a 0. At least I got something, and I'll be more prepared for next year. So for sure next year, if I don't lose any of these birds to the BOP or to the coldness, I think I will be good. I do want to give a shout out though. I want to give a shout out to John Johnson. If it wasn't for him, I don't think I would have gotten this far with all the birds I have. And John is the one who pretty much reached out to me with open arms and got me into competition flying. I also want to thank Tu Vang. He's the guy that I got all my Danny Courtney birds from. Tu is a very smart guy, very helpful guy. I want to thank him for helping me. I think he played a big role in helping me get this far also. I would also like to thank my woman, Jessica, for giving me faith in my birds, because I think when we first met last year, I was on the edge of quitting my birds, but she told me to not quit, to keep pushing, keep going forward with them, and I think she was the reason why I still have my birds today. So I want to give a shout out to her. There's a bunch of other guys. I want to give a shout out to the MFRG roller group. Those guys have been very helpful. They've been able to answer questions, and a lot of those guys have always been very positive. So I want to thank those guys, all those guys. I don't want to name any names. I just want to say all the members of the MFRG. But yeah, a good experience, and hopefully if we don't have a World Cup fly next year, I'll be prepared for our state fly. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. From this day forward, not sure if I'm gonna be making a lot of videos anymore, because pretty much all the birds are done breeding, so there's nothing really happening in the breeder loft. Kit birds, pretty much now there's no competition moving forward until next year. So as of now, I probably won't be making too many videos unless something really cool happens, or if a hawk kills like all my kit birds. But I don't want to make too many videos that are super repetitive. But yeah, just another quick look at the birds. Might be a while before I make another video, but thanks for watching, everyone. If you liked my video, go ahead and click that like button. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you have any comments, suggestions, or questions, leave them down below. Thanks for supporting me this whole time, all my subscribers and everyone that watches my videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll check you guys out next time.